but the important thing is, and the little bit of that formal, because we've gone live. So thank you very much for being part of this and to launch the Global Teen Mediation Circle. And of course, Tina, for initiating the whole process. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Now, what's going to happen is that, okay, hi, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi there.
Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
We have Lucy here, and Sophie is just
Hello.
having a tech issues, and she'll be in soon.
Okay, so
Hi,
these
Lucy.
are our teens. These are our teens that we have with us. Okay, good. I think the Global Teen Mediation Circle needed some of them. It just doesn't look nice. The launch of the circle, and it's all of us sitting there. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask the teen to introduce herself first. Julissa, you want to tell us? I'm assuming you're one of the teens.
Yes, I work with Jesse as a co-mediator. He's been having me do meetings with him as well.
Good. So you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Right now I'm a college freshman going into be a college freshman at UNC Dallas, and I'm studying justice and public policy to become a criminal lawyer as well.
Great. And what happened to Kathy? She's Lucy. Who's there? Lucy is there. Okay, Lucy is another teen. Hi, Lucy. You want to do a little introduction?
I'm Lucy. I'm a high school student right now. And I've been doing mediation for a while. I've done a couple of tournaments and a bunch of like things on Zoom and different like summer trainings and stuff. And yeah.
Okay, that's it. Okay. What's going to happen? Okay, Julissa and Lucy, what's going to happen is there are going to be certain things which Kathleen and I will not agree upon, which is for years we have not agreed on a lot of things. So we have agreed to disagree. So it's not going to be. So we as we go along, Kathleen, they'll understand. They'll understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they
Okay, then what's really happened is I've launched now, this is the 55th circle. So I've repeated myself so many times as to what it's about. But what I'm thinking is, why not have Tina tell us about the World Mediation Circle? Tina, you've been part of a lot of launches. You've been listening to things. Of course, after that, Kathleen, it's your turn to tell us about it.
Well, it's a space where everyone can join, all the mediators practicing around the world. It's a space to connect. And Vikram always says mediator mindset, which I love. So the point is to be able to bring recognition to all the good work that's being done around the world, especially in these conflicted times where there's so much going on. And so it's a place for us all to connect, have a very relaxed atmosphere and space where we can share some of the challenges, some of the wonderful work that's being done, like the work that you're doing, and promote mediation worldwide in communities, because everyone can be activated and do the work and promote mediation and build peace. And so I love being a part of this wonderful organization, this whatever it is that Vikram has been building tirelessly for a very long time, and see so many of you be present today and join us as we go on this journey to promote mediation, because mediation works. And having our youngest mediators here today is particularly joyful for me today, and Vikram, I'm sure, as well.
Perfect.
How's that?
Lots more. I was
Bobby,
expecting
Bobby.
lots more. I was expecting lots more, but I think that means I have to talk about it. We still have... Kathleen, what is your understanding? I mean, I know that you have maybe got time to really see all these launches or whatever discussions we've had, but any idea what the whole concept behind the World Mediation Circle, or what are the areas that we don't agree upon?
Yeah, your idea is to keep yourself as busy as possible and not have any time for rest and just a little time for golf.
Okay, but let me tell you the concept here. This is like my living room. So Reena and Sophie have come in. We have to say hi to them. So that's okay. Hi Reena. Hi Sophie. That's how it works.
Hi.
So this is just the living room conversation. Okay, so please always treat it like that.
Hi,
We'll get you
Reena.
in. Yeah, Reena and Sophie, we'll just get you in a minute to tell us about yourselves. This is your show. We are just here to facilitate it. Yes, Kathleen.
So Vikram, I see you painting the world in circular fashion with the topic of mediation, no matter where it lives, no matter where it resides, no matter where it abodes. And you're just bringing it to the light every creative way possible. And Tina has now mentioned what we're doing with teens at TMI, which is the brainchild of Dick Hawkins. It was his idea that his daughter launched, and then I stepped in to help. And now we're working with teenagers in mediation, Vikram, which I know makes you extremely happy. And maybe the next thing we'll do is, and we do already have middle school students. We've had TMI has students as young as 11 and 12. So we're reaching out and continuing to brushstroke the world with these circles. And that's what you're doing. And now we're here with you. So thank you very much.
So what have you told me about the World Mediation Circle, or you told me about what you are doing?
I told you what you're doing, painting the world with circles across in every venue possible.
Okay, let me tell everyone that Kathleen's been on my shows, and we've done one of the episodes of Evolution of a Mediator. I have a show in which Kathleen has taken us through her life journey. So please watch it. You can go to YouTube and just search Mediator Vikram and write Kathleen's name, and you'll find that. And in general, there's so many videos there, more than 700 now. So if you have a topic in your mind, just put it there. Chances are you might find something on that. So yes, Reena, please quickly about yourself, and then we'll just go through. I'll have to go through telling you about the World Mediation Circle. It seems I'm the only one who really knows about it. Yes, Reena, quick introduction.
Yeah. Hi, Vikram. Hi, everyone. I'm Reena, and I've been trained by Miss Kathleen, and it's been great working in the field of mediation. And actually, I'm very inspired by the idea of the mediation with teens, and I don't think so. Like, it's rare in India. Nobody knows, and I think maybe we could create or have a wave of mediation with teens in India as well. And I'm ready to contribute if I can in any way. Thank you.
Good. Nice and short. Good. Sophie, a little introduction.
Hi, I'm Sophie, and I go to Pacifica Upper School in the U.S. I've been doing mediation for about 2 years now. I started in my freshman year with Lucy Keys, and I have done it a part of my school, and I really love mediation. I think it's really great, and it helps me kind of have a full understanding of kind of what's going on, and it helps me in real life situations. So yeah, I really enjoy mediation, and I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you.
Great. But Reena, let me tell you, you sent me a message. I did not reply to that message. I'm sorry about that. It's always best to talk to me. So whether today or we have a World Mediation Circle gathering happening on the 26th, we can have a conversation there. So okay, so Jesse and Dick, we'll get you in because obviously you don't know too much about the World Mediation Circle. I'll give you a broad idea and then I'll take your thoughts on it. So easiest place to have a look at it is of mediatorvikram.com. I've tried to put a lot of information there, but there's a little too much out there and lots of links and everything. So I just take you through that so that you have an idea of what all is happening. So because we are doing this is what we're doing today. So the launch of the Global Teen Mediation Circle. So when I say World Mediation Circle, this is a worldwide web of mediation circles. And when I say web, this is in front of you. So you have the World Mediation Circle, you have the Global Teen Mediation Circle, you have the Global Youth Mediation Circle, school, college, they're all interlinked. So the youth will have teens in it also, but they will have other people also in it. So the idea is that whatever people want to take up as their initiative, take it up. If you teen is one thing that you want to do it. So these are the global ones, and then for every, I mean, look, I'll take you through. Okay, I'll take you through the various circles which have been launched. So you realize that there are countries, then there are down to local areas also. So lots of those circles have been created. So you find basic information here. I mean, okay, you can get in touch with me, but it seems that I don't reply. Sorry, Rina. People getting in touch sometimes doesn't help. So basic information you have here. So a little bit of a definition on mediation taken from the Singapore Convention, but Singapore Convention is a UN convention and for mediation so that there is a recognition of settlement agreements globally. Don't get confused with it. I'm talking about the teens. Don't get into that. But just the fact that there is a global definition available to us. So I said, let's take that right now because mediation definitely people will look at it differently. So I took that, but I added 3 words here. So it's a voluntary process because that definition doesn't have voluntary, informal, and trusted person. For me, these 3 elements are very important in relation to mediation. So I've added it here. You can have a look at the definition. It's simple. The idea being that someone is going to assist people in resolving a dispute, but doesn't have the authority to impose a solution of them. This is like the most important part, which needs to be emphasized. So that's how it is. But now, what is this mediation that I am talking about? Because mediation is like the blind man and the elephant situation. Everyone looks at it the way they want to look at it. For me, I said a moral values, principles, and ethics-based humanistic approach where heart, soul, spirituality play an important role. Spirituality as removed from religion, religion being a subset kind of a thing, maybe to get you there, but like that. So, I mean, as we keep saying that resolving disputes in amicable and collaborative manner, you'll hear this so many times. So don't, I mean, these are just words which keep going around. Idea also to heal and strengthen relationships. So that's the larger thing. But we go beyond that. Now, the idea is not just about the aspect of resolving disputes. You're actually creating, when you create a circle, you're actually creating a safe space for conversations, dialogue, collaboration, and consensus building without debates, activism, or advocacy. So those 3 areas, debates, activism, and advocacy, there are lots of spaces created for that. But what about a space where people come together, discuss issues in a community? So when I say community, now you have a college. That college is a community, but we are creating a community within that college. So it's a community within a community of people who want to sit together and just reach consensus. They believe in this approach. It's not that we're trying to say that everyone should have this approach. We would want them to, but it's not that we are forcing anyone to be part of this space. So whoever feels that yes, disputes or conflicts or fights, disagreements, misunderstanding, miscommunication can be resolved in an amicable manner. We can understand each other's point of view. We can look at things in an objective manner. Come together, come to this community. So we are that space that we are creating. So it's not that we have to get everyone into it. So it's like I said, community within a community. The long-term thing, why I'm putting it out there is because the long-term concept is that politics has been divide and rule. But what if you look at consensus building with mediators as leaders? So as this community grows and you have the mediators who come into this community, why not them be leaders within their community? So that's the long-term goal. We'll reach there, hopefully. It's a slow and steady process. Steady, Kathleen? It is a steady thing. I'm going steady, slow, but steady. So we've got schools, colleges, organizations, communities. So we have to get to every community, every school, every family. So everywhere, everyone should be creating mediation circles. And then whom do we have? Now, this is where Kathleen and I have a little bit of a difference of thing. I say, look, you don't need any training, any qualification, any certification, any accreditation to be part of this circle. What you need, one, we have 3 kinds of category. Okay, we have people with a mediator mindset, which means either you yourself are already doing that, you are helping maybe your friends to resolve disputes or conflicts. Or I don't use I mean, these are technical words, disputes, conflicts, let's remove them. Just fights, disagreements, misunderstandings. So if you are already doing it, so you have the mediator mindset, please, nothing else required. Come into the circle. Peacemakers are people who bring people together. So they might not be mediators, but they can bring people together, which by itself is a major skill. So we have the peacemakers. And then the participants, people who have the mindset that, yes, we should sit together and resolve our fights, disagreements and all. So those are the participants. And this is what is the circle all about. So that's, you have a little, I have a form there. Please fill this form. I'll send you whatever events are happening. So that's general about that. Here you'll find on this section, mediation circles, the various circles which have been launched and their launches. And if you click on one of these gatherings and launches, you'll get the YouTube, the recording of that. So we have, like Ken is obviously a well-known mediator, so you can watch those events. That's important. Here, what is happening on a day-to-day basis within the year. So you find that here. So the only thing is that the ones which are country-based things happening are for those countries. The global, the international and all are for everyone else. So you'll find that here. There have been various shows of mine which now don't happen. Now it's only circles, but Talking Books is one of my shows. But if you go to the other years, you'll find all those conferences and symposia that I've organized. And you just have your YouTube playlists and all that. So these are the circles which have been launched. So you have the YouTube links here. And below this, you'll find the various events, which the larger, I mean, the events that have happened. So these are all what's happened. This is happening now. So May, this is May, June. I'm taking you quickly through it because I don't want to waste your time. I want to get your thoughts on it. That's more important. So these are the shows which have happened. So Evolution of a Mediator, like I said, Kathleen's, you listen to her life story. Interesting, very interesting. You must watch that because you know Kathleen. Then we have In Conversation with a Beautiful Mind, with conversations with people from around the world, people who have that mediator mindset. The idea behind okay, let me tell you, the idea behind Evolution of a Mediator was that, okay, Kathleen, just shut your ears. Please shut your ears. Don't listen to this. I keep saying that mediators are not made in 40-hour factories. There is so much which goes into them being who they are. That is why this show started. And you can just, when you watch Kathleen's story, you'll realize for her to be who she is, so what all she's gone through is very important, very important. And when those things happen, to whom, how it happens, I think we will never maybe able to get to know. So let's not get into theoretical aspect of it. It's the person that matters to us. Why the person is who the person is. Is it genetic? Is it the family system, family value system? Is it your experiences? Is it your circumstances? Is it your spiritual development? What all it goes into being who you are? I mean, we don't need to segregate it. All it is, we need people with that mindset. So that was Evolution of a Mediator. In Conversation with a Beautiful Mind was that we have all these people with the mediator mindset, which I said people are helping friends resolve things, but they're doing it in closed spaces. So they do it with their friends and that's it. No one else knows. Why not us put their faces out there? So let's have these conversations with people, which your people will also do within your colleges, schools. Let's value these people who have that mindset. They have a very important role to play. They're actually helping people from their heart. It's a way of life for them. They're not getting anything out of it. Why not us value these people? So let's put them out however we can. And then you have these conferences. So like conference number 1 was like 93 sessions. Kathleen was part of it. Her daughter was also part of this. So that session is also available. So if you search her name also, you find those events. So 93 sessions, 80 panelists, 45 countries, I think, for 45 countries. And then various other symposia, various topics that I picked up were topics which I felt were important to. Okay, that's not the conference. The symposium was the first one, the symposium number 1. That was 97 speakers, 45 countries. So different topics: art, soul, spirituality and mediation, indigenous peoples, colonization, decolonization, philosophy, neutrality. Because neutrality, I don't know, I don't know whether you people have that conversation. Neutrality itself is a discussion for at least 40 hours, only on this topic. So we've gone beyond neutrality now. We say omnipartiality. So we've gone beyond this. But today in the theoretical world, people are still stuck with neutrality. So watch this, interesting discussions. And language, legislation. So Talking Books, Mediator experiences, In My Living Room, forum, lots of these. So this is the various things you can watch. And then you have Ken Cloak, very well-known mediator, sessions with him. That's at, I think, about 30 sessions with him. Words of wisdom available to you for free. I know free is not valued. Please value this. This is really important. And then every year you'll find these 23, 22, 21, like that. You'll find all this. So that's kind of my job done, kind of, not full. Okay, I still need 5 minutes to take you through the various circles which have been launched. And then we'll have our conversation into what all you people feel, what your thoughts on that are. So I am sorry, but you have to bear with me for another 5 minutes. Okay, I hope your people are all right. Even if you're not, you don't have a choice right now. My show, my show up till now, then it'll become your show. Okay, so give me 1 minute.
It's amazing everything you've done, Vikram.
I know I tried to go
Congratulations.
quickly through it because I really felt that it's more important now to concentrate on what's happening. So give me 1 second to open this. It's loading. Come on, load. Takes a little bit of time, but it'll be there. So this is the larger circle. So the World Mediation Circle, everyone's part of, all these circles are part of the World Mediation Circle. Then we have country-wise. So we have India. Then we have the World Indigenous Peoples Mediation Circle. Similarly, we'll have the USA Indigenous Peoples Mediation Circle, India Indigenous Peoples Mediation Circle, Australia Indigenous Peoples Mediation. There's a lot of work here and lots to learn from indigenous practices, but at the same time to also be able to differentiate between someone imposing a solution and someone assisting without imposing a solution, even in indigenous peoples. Because what really happens is people say, in our culture, in our traditions, we have mediation. But if you dig a little deeper, is someone imposing a solution on you, or do you really have a choice and you're coming to a solution which is your solution? So that's one part of what that whole thing is all about. The International Reflective Practice Circle, this is a space where people who are, say, mediators come together and have their discussion on their experiences in relation to mediation, learn from each other. So reflective practice is a concept where people, I mean, kind of reflect on their practice. Let's just look at that. It's as simple as that. But we won't get into each of the circles. We'll have that discussion separately. Then we have the commercial mediation circle. So similarly, every country will have that commercial people who practice in that area. So it's just not just the mediators. It's also people who are the users. Idea now is to get the users in. Lots of conversations we've had with the mediators. Let's get the users in. So commercial, the users. So sustainable development goals, I won't take you through the goals right now, but please have a look at them. These are goals which the United Nations has put out there to make a better world. Now, where does mediation fit in? So there is goal number 17, which talks about collaboration to achieve the goals. So mediators and mediation definitely have an important role to play. So these are, of course, the larger circle for all the goals. Then we have, we are going to be creating circles for each goal. I've only done it for goal number 5, which is gender equality. So we launched the Global Gender Equality Mediation Circle, but we launched the others also because really cooperation, collaboration is only the way to achieve these goals. So okay, maybe we will go through that later. So then we have the Refugee Mediation Circle. Very important because first of all, refugees, their integration into a society they've come into, maybe language is an issue, the cultural aspects that people don't understand. So mediators have a very important role to play. So here what we're trying to do is mediation and the role of mediators. So let's just look at them separately. Mediators will have this community will have a really important role to play within the larger community because of one, the people with the mediator mindset. So they might not be resolving a dispute, but they might be helping in maybe integration of refugees into a certain community. So that's one part of it. I mean, okay, so then we have the International Organizational Mediation Circle. So every organization to have a mediation circle, okay, let's look at a school, every college, all of them. What you will hear a word called ombuds. Ombuds is a concept that you have in universities and all. I've had conversations and discussions on that ombuds concept. That's like a very wide role that they have. That focus on mediation gets lost. So mediation is just sometimes becomes a real part of their work. I won't confuse you on it, but please, whenever you hear that ombuds, just think that what we are trying to do is create a specialized space for a mediator. So let's not have a multifaceted person having doing a lot of things. Let's look at a mediator in every organization. And then the family mediation circle, let's just create a mediation circle in every family. So Sophie, Rina, and who else is there? Julissa, all of them, please just create a circle in your family. That's a starting point. Then this is a game that Massimiliano created for people to experience conflict resolution. So some basic concepts of games and conflict resolution theories is used that. Then we have the school and college mediation circle. So every school and college to have a mediation circle, and listen to Ken on what he said at the launch, because like I said, these are words of wisdom which are available to you. Maybe look, a lot of this, what Ken would say is something that maybe to connect with it might take time. You can watch it again maybe later, but there are lots of important things said. So then what do we have? We have the global environmental, climate change, natural disaster, and sustainability mediation circles. So now down to even to your schools and colleges, you will create one there. So what are we doing? We people who are working in the area or are interested in the area of climate change. There is activism. So activism happens. Okay, that's a space. I won't say whether it's good, bad, or ugly. That doesn't matter. Here is a separate space that we are creating for people to come together and have a discussion, look at consensus building, understand each other. So all those areas where you would really largely see activism happening, what if there is a space available for people to come together and be able to understand each other and work towards solutions together? So that's what these circles are all about. Then we have issue based. So this is one issue that we've taken up because this is a global issue right now, but pick up issues within your local community, within your schools, within your college, and have a discussion on those, which is, like I said, a separate space. Then what happens? We have, again, activism, advocacy kind of thing, debates kind of thing. What about a space where people can sit together and have? So then you have country-wise. So this Barbados, this is a college, a university in India, which has created this circle. So this is again a web. So this is the university, part of the global college, and India Mediation Circle and the World Mediation Circle. Important thing here is they are not calling it mediation; they're calling it Sulh. That's the word they connected with. So we are not, we don't have to just look at a word that mediation is a word that we have, and that's the only word. Whatever people connect with for the process, which is process is someone assisting you in resolving a dispute, but it doesn't have the authority to impose a solution. So whatever word people are comfortable with. This artificial intelligence mediation circle, I feel, will have lots of work here, because today you can go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to be your mediator. To try today, if you want to pick up any actual dispute and tell ChatGPT, now you are the mediator between Julissa and Rina, and both of them are here. Take us through the process. So it'll start taking you through the process, and you'll find it very interesting that everyone in the world today, in a way, has access to a mediator. So let's develop this. I mean, today what's happening is that mediation happens in closed spaces. So definitely access to that information is not there. So if mediators start recording putting down at least a summary of their mediation and what came out of it, how it went through, what was the issue, what was the solution, without names. So confidentiality you protect. But if that input starts coming in, it learns from so much more, and more it learns from, the better output it can give. So lots of work here to happen. Then, of course, country-wise, there's Turkey, there is Ecuador. This is a community that I live in. So my community, then global community, India, world, Ghana. This is Greece. Come on, France, Ireland. This is Kazakhstan. This is Italy. This is that university. Australia, Peru, Pakistan. Okay, this is what I was saying, that goal number 5 is gender equality. So we have a global gender equality mediation circle. Similarly, we'll have a USA or India or wherever else gender equality, but down to the local level. I mean, down to your school or college can have a gender equality mediation circle, a space which we'll talk about. And then we have, of course, country-wise. I'm just taking you quickly, seeing there's anything other than Mexico. That's Zambia. This is Benin. Benin is a country, but in Africa, Brazil, Romania, this is Spain, Canada. This is Australia reflective practice. Okay, so this is the Kazakhstan school mediation circle. I mean, again, a lot of work to happen there. Ecuador reflective. What else do we have? Okay, so Australia School Mediation Circle. So, yeah. Okay, this is the Pakistan Youth Mediation Circle, part of the Global Youth Mediation Circle, and Pakistan, world. Then we have the Congo. I'm just trying to see if this is something interesting. This Philippines, Egypt. Okay, this is interesting. This is the International Tourist Mediation Circle. So this is an opportunity for mediators. I mean, someone traveling to another country and gets into a dispute, and now you're in a new place. So mediation here could be, it's an opportunity for people to actually experience it, because that's not a place that they're going to be looking at going to the police or a lawyer. They want to resolve it there and quickly. So the larger database that we're creating around the world would really help even tourists. So that's there. Then we have what we are doing today, the mediation circle, and then this is a local community in municipality in Brazil. So that circle is going to happen on the 26th. What's going to happen is that 26th we have the World Mediation Circle gathering. There will be some launches there. So you people are all welcome to come into that. That's on the same Zoom link. So please drop in. That's at the same time that we started here. And also at 1. Yeah. So that's my job done. Now let us get some thoughts. Who's going to give us thoughts? Yes. Sophie, any thoughts? Did you listen to everything that I said, or?
Yeah, really like the organization that you put on the screen. I think that's your website, I believe. And I thought it was really interesting how you had the different I don't know how to say the year set up, and I thought I think it would be a really great space to kind of create that circle, and it really illustrated that really well. So yeah, I thought that was really nice.
And let me tell you, Sophie, there's so many links on that website. When you start clicking, there's open playlists, there's open schedules. There's, like I said, I think there's 720 videos. I tried to put it out in a way that at least you can find information, so that whenever you can, if you get time, because I know that 720 videos is not going to be something that you can watch, but at least I would want you to do some watching this. So, Julissa, some thoughts?
I really liked how it's global wide. It's everywhere, all over the place. There's different kinds of circles for different communities, and how you can just do it anywhere. Mediation to help resolve the people's issues as well.
And also work. I mean, you have to do now you have a responsibility to do it in your school, in your community, in your family. Then you pick up issues. If you're interested in climate change, then you can have a local climate change mediation circle. So a space for people to come together and have a conversation, a dialogue, and look at, like I said, understanding each other, and not just putting a placard and going there, and that activism part. But that's happening. I'm not going to say that like I said, good, bad, ugly. I don't know. Don't even want to comment on that. But what about this space? Because this space, no one creates this space because it doesn't serve anyone's purpose. What purpose will it serve for you to create a space where people can have a good conversation? People have to want to benefit from what they do. What benefit are you going to get? So that's why these spaces are not created. But we'll find a way for people who create the space also to benefit. But that's a little long term. So yes, Lucy, thoughts?
I loved how you obviously like had all the countries and had like the outreach you had. And I also loved like introducing like things you wouldn't think about, like the SDG goals or like AI, stuff like that, where like I feel like I've never even heard that mentioned in the mediation space. So I think it's cool that you're like reaching out to everywhere, even places where like I wouldn't look or anyone like wouldn't look, and just like getting all the perspectives and being able to like branch out like that. I think that's really
Yeah.
cool.
No, because that's what the idea was, that I'm putting out these thoughts there. So like I said, artificial intelligence, I put that thought out there that this is an area that a lot of work can happen, because finally, what is our aim? Our aim is that people should be able to resolve their disputes, their conflicts, their fights. That's what we want people to do. That's that thing. So what are the ways that we can put out there so that they can benefit? So today, like I said, try ChatGPT. Like I'm saying, you can do it right now. I'm not saying ChatGPT. You can try any of the other AI platforms, but that's something available to you today itself to try out. So please do it. So Reena, thoughts?
So I think it's a great idea that you have reached like every corner of the society, including the family and the kids and the school community and colleges. Because I think this way we would have more people as this conflict resolvers than the people who create conflict. So it will make our job easier also, I think.
And how the whole concept starts is by you people sending a message out through WhatsApp or Instagram or wherever it is. Just ask that one question. Do you know someone who helps people resolve their fights, disagreements, misunderstanding, whatever word you want to use? Just send that message out today. You'll get some names. Call those people in and start that circle right there. So because why is it a mediation circle? Because yes, you talk about peace circles and you have various other ways that people get together. A mediation circle, because a mediator has a role to play to put people together and facilitate discussions and all that. So that's why it's a mediation circle, and mediation circles don't take off up till we don't have the mediators. So let's start getting the mediators in. So larger concept done. Yes, Dick, any thoughts?
It's an awful lot to digest. I have to give more thought to it. Really, it's amazing all that has been done already. I'm really truly inspired, but it's a lot to digest. So I'll hold my comments until I can fully understand where we're going and what we're doing.
Yeah, perfect. So Jesse, enough.
And I'll talk to Kathy, my daughter too.
Jesse, any digestion happening, or do we need some digestive pills or something like that? Something.
Well, right now, what came to my mind when you were discussing all this, I was thinking of a hospital. And to me, it seemed like you created a global hospital with the overall intent of each circle. I look at it as a department, a specialist in need.
Jesse, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shut your video for a minute, because I think there's a signal issue. So that I'm just shutting your video. We haven't cut you off. You're with us, but yeah, please.
Yeah, but as you was going through it, I kind of looked at it and viewed it as a hospital, like as an international or global hospital. And each of these circles represent a department in each hospital. And so when there's conflict, disagreement, arguments and stuff, individuals have the opportunity to, per se, to go to this conflict resolution hospital and get healed. And so I love the idea. I think this is awesome. I think the world can use another 50, models of this type. And, you hit every area, that really is going on in the world. Like if you were to turn on the TV. So I think the overall concept idea that you have is great.
Oh, thank you very much.
And I love it.
No, like you said, I mean, there's so much that people are watching and hearing, and listening to from news, social media, and also so many negative things that are hitting even, I mean, young people. Let's look at teens right now. So the idea of these spaces is that what about people coming together and having good conversations, some positive things coming out from it. Positive stories are going to come out that, okay, Sophie helped Lucy and Julissa resolve this fight of theirs. What about those nice stories? So we'll have a newsletter also. I mean, this is what these are things that you people have to do. Take a newsletter, which is, I mean, how you do it. It could just be digital. It could just be videos on it, just little stories that people talk about. But these positive things have to be out there. People should know that people can resolve things amicably. So actual stories going out, not, I mean, this is not some fiction thing. This is actually people. So we have faces there. So and so helps resolve so and so's fight. Now, this way, the mediator is recognized. And that's what we want to do. We want mediators to be valued, to be recognized, so that other people who don't have them as part of their circle can actually get them in on fights and all. So that's how it is. We haven't heard from Katie. Katie, any thoughts? Anything? Katie is listening to us. Okay, she's not listening to us. Maybe. So Kathleen, some thoughts?
Yeah, you're enabling cultures, you've given exposure, you are you have been having global conversations. And what I like the most about it is the intricacies, as you mentioned already, between what does mediation look like? Like the word that you mentioned actually means reconciliation. They're not using the term mediation, they're using reconciliation in their own language. And I like that a lot. Like, what is the Congo doing? You know, in the Aborigines, where you can't interrupt because it's against culture. I love how you're bringing up all the cultures, because now we're being educated about how the culture looks at mediation. But truly, to be fair, every person that comes to the mediation table is actually bringing their own culture of themselves. So we need to pay attention to culture on a micro level, but you're helping us pay attention to culture on a global level. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. But the important thing for everyone is that whenever you hear Kathleen speak, she'll always say mediation table. And what I have done is I've said, bring people under the tree. So bringing people under the tree is, look, the concept is that the mediation table concept becomes a very formal concept of mediation. We have to bring people under the tree, being an informal process. I mean, I'm saying that tree, but it can be in a cafe, it could be in a park, it could be anywhere. Just the space by itself maybe communicates a certain aspect of the process. So let's keep it as informal as possible. So that's why Kathleen uses that. But for me, my purpose for the work that I do, let's say under the tree. So that's, I'm just putting it on Kathleen because that's what they have to, from what I am doing. I mean, mediation tables will exist. That world will also exist. I'm not saying that world is not going to be there, but yes.
Hey, my friend, let's dive into what we're doing with teenagers. Let's have Kathy Calkins and Dick give us the background of what we're doing with teenagers, if it's okay with you.
Yeah, but Katie hasn't said something. Katie, are you wanting to say anything? I don't know whether you heard what was happening. Katie can't.
Katie's with us with TMI. She's one of our amazing coaches.
Lucy's here. Okay, no, this is not Lucy. Okay, this is not Lucy. Now, look, if Lucy's written there, I'm going to call you Lucy, but that's not Lucy. I can see that. Lucy has not grown up so fast, for sure.
Hi, sorry, I couldn't unmute then. I'm just trying to catch up with where you guys are with everything. So I sent a message this morning. I'm a bit lost with everything and where everybody is. So I'm just listening in. But yeah, I'm working on the TMI project with Kathy, Kathleen, and Jessie. So yeah, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And Julissa, I was just trying to find how I send a message just to say hi, how are you? But I couldn't work it out because I'm on my phone because I'm multitasking. I'm working whilst I'm talking to you guys. So but nice to meet you, Vikram. Thank you for letting me join today.
Oh, thank you for coming, Katie. And your being lost is not an issue. People have heard me for the last 15-20 minutes. They're also lost. So it doesn't matter. This will happen. This is going to happen. So, Kathy, anything? Any thoughts from.
Thanks for having us on. I would love for Dick, could you just tell us a little background of how we got started doing teen mediation tournaments? What's the background of the whole thing?
Well, we began at the college and law school level, and that's international. We at the law school level, we've had tournaments around the world, and every other year at the law school level, the tournament is held outside the United States. So we've gone to different countries. We've been to Vilnius, Lithuania. We've been to the Ukraine. Twice we've been to the Ukraine for tournaments, Turkey. And so it's been very, Bologna, Italy. And we decided, this was at the college and law school level, and we finally decided that we need to reach the high school level. And that's when Kathy really began putting that program together. And she can tell you a little more about that than I can. I do have one question though. Where is the training coming in? I know you mentioned training before, but is the training going to be uniform, or do we have are there different ways to mediate that we need to consider? Or
no, the work that I do, I'm very clear about this, that there is not going to be any training. For me, there are people out there who have the mindset. We have to give them opportunities to practice their skill and develop their skill through practice. So those are the people with the mediator mindset. Then there are the people who have to experience mediation and experience the work of mediators. So when these opportunities are created, people are going to experience mediation. They learn from that. That is, for me, the way to learn about basic human interaction, to actually experience it. It's not for me, it's not a theoretical concept at all. It's something that you have to experience. So that's what I've been telling everyone, that to go out, find those people who have the mindset, give them opportunities to practice, tell people to try and resolve things with these people who have the mindset, and experience conflict resolution. And once you experience it, you'll change the way you look at things, that's for sure. And the skill of the mediator will develop. You will learn from that experience and then spread the word about it, so that other people get to know about these good things that are happening and these mediators that exist. So that's where I was saying that Kathleen and me sometimes have these discussions, and then we don't have discussions for a long time after that.
So I have a question, and just to reiterate, so we know that anyone can be a mediator, and that is what I get from Vikram. Now, of course, Kathy and I are in the agreement that there needs to be training, there's ethical issues and concerns. And so, but I agree, anyone can be a mediator. Moms mediate every day. And so I think it's about inclusivity with Vikram's point of view, and I think that's very important. So my question is, I'm fascinated with how you guys came up with this great program, how you developed it. And I'm sure people in the audience curious about how exactly were you able to get these amazing teams to join and be a part of this organization? What did it look like for those who are like, I wouldn't mind trying to do this, and how can they get involved? I just want to learn more about what you do, if you can share that. And plus, voices of the team mediators, please chime in on what your experience has been
Kathy,
like.
can you take us away with that?
Thanks for that question. In 2021, Patty Fox of Principia School in St. Louis, USA, had taken Dick's 40-hour mediator class because she thought it would help her in her profession as a house parent at the school. And she left mediation, and Dick said, hey, we've been doing these tournaments at the law school and undergraduate level for 20 years. We've never done a high school tournament. What do you think? And she was a really successful tennis coach, knew how to run a tournament, and she said, sure, I'll try it. So that was the start of our little experiment with having teenagers learn peacemaking skills and then creating a safe space for them to practice it in the form of a tournament. We use the same format that the International Academy of Dispute Resolution had been using for decades all over the world, as Dick mentioned. But the judges that were there were professional mediators, and they were saying, we're amazed at how well these students are doing. They've only had several hours of mediation training, and already some of them sound like they're in a real mediation, the way they're just using the few skills that they've learned, and then using their instinct and compassion and creative thinking and problem solving strategies and collaboration techniques. And everybody the excitement just continued to build. We continued to get support. This fall, we should have, between 5 and 7 tournaments. But what we're experimenting with as we've launched Teen Mediation International, we would like to help students become citizen diplomats and mediators. We want them to have the skills that they'll be using in any career they choose to use. In any career they choose to have, they will be using these mediator skills. And so we're continuing to create more safe spaces for them to practice and learn and grow. And our theme is make friends, make peace, make a difference. So we want them to develop relationships internationally and build the skills just one by one. And then we know that they'll make a difference with that. So Jalissa is a great example of that. Sophie is a great example of that. Lucy is a great example of that. They're already making a difference in their world right now. So we're having a lot of fun with it.
Impressed.
Legacy.
But look, I think the way I look at tournaments is that there is a concept of give them a problem, and now it's theater. So you have this problem, and now you have to play these roles. I'm saying that there are enough conflicts out there available. Why do we need role playing? Empower them enough, give them that confidence that you have that skill. Go out, ask everyone, do you have a dispute, do you have a fight, do you have a disagreement that I can help you. And also, when you're actually promoting these mediators within that community, which could be a school or college or wherever, people will identify them, tell them to use these people, get them involved, so that they can actually, these are actual things. Because I sometimes feel that these are human emotions that they have to learn to handle. It's not a role play concept that we have. And then what's happening on the international level is that these competitions are giving, according to me, again, there are various ways people look at mediation, but they have this concept: there's a lawyer and there's a client, and that's who are going to be part of that particular team. Why are we giving children this wrong impression that lawyers are required in mediation? Lawyers are not required in mediation. Lawyers have a skill of they might be experts in the law. When there is an issue where the legal things have to be discussed, call the lawyer in. So maybe, I don't know, I mean, this is country-wise, maybe the US has taken it into a direction which I don't agree with. Lawyers to be brought in when required, a psychologist may be brought in, maybe an architect is required, whoever, you need an expert in a field, get that person in. But lawyers taking control of mediation is an issue, and children are going to start thinking that, oh, you have to have a lawyer in a mediation. So please, teens, lawyers are not required in mediation. It's a different process. This is not that the law is being discussed only. Law can be a part of that process. Maybe not. There are various other things that happen in the process with lots of other aspects are brought in. Yeah, Kathy.
Yes, and we're adjusting our tournaments this year. We're going to choose cases that are more related to what the teenagers are dealing with. The case that we've been using in our international events all year is a dispute between a student and a teacher. And if they choose to have an advocate, they will because of the numbers in the room, then they might add a parent or a co-teacher, that kind of thing. So we totally agree that just that one model of the lawsuit is not the only skill in mediation we want to develop. I'm kind of curious with Jesse. He has really enjoyed training the teens in Ferguson and helped create a tournament there last year. And Jesse, what do you think about the tournament as a tool for the kids to actually bring it into their real life?
Yeah, I think so. When we talk about these tournaments are used to hone the skills of the youth. That's where they can grow their skills. Like Jalissa actually mediate real cases. So the role play of issues and conflict, she's graduated from that. She's moved on to real live mediation issues. So we used a tournament as a teaching mechanism, as along with coaches, we help guide them. We help fine tune what we see, and we add to them. And then what happens is after these tournaments, they graduate and move on to real world issues. That is our goal. The tournaments are great. They're very helpful, but the end result is to transform the youth into peacemakers, transform these youth into productive citizens in their community, in their state, around the world. And so they can pass not only these skills off, but these life lessons that will help them within their relationship. Rather, that relationship is school, home, family, and so that's one of the goals of TMI. One thing, Vikram, I love about the overall organization and how you put stuff together is even if you remove mediation out of the situation, people are being exposed to each other. They're being able to understand, regardless of what religion, ethnicity, gender, whether you're here in Missouri, United States, or if you're in India or Puerto Rico, wherever you're at, there is somebody like me that having the same issues. And that's given me the opportunity to talk with other people around the world to overall have those difficult conversations that later will not bring us to an area where we're fighting and arguing and having on a global level, whereas countries against country. So that's what TNI is about. That's one of our main focus. Right now we're at the high school level. The overall intent is to move not only from high school, middle school, but even at an elementary concept or elementary mindset. We want to teach conflict to individuals so they can later have at least a better chance of having a healthy, long life.
Perfect.
So Vikram, for me as well with TMI, when I became involved with the teaching, because I agree with everything you say, and you know that I have the honing of skills is important because the competency is not always there for people. We want everyone to be mediators, and not everyone has that mindset. So the competency, the intuition is off, the analysis is off. So that's where the training comes in, because when a mediator makes a mistake at the table, it's devastating for people. And now they've added to the conflict, and now the conflict spiral is tightened because the mediator's competency has erred. So that's how I see the training playing out. And of course, I've seen that become very effective as I train my lawyers and judges to cross over to the mediator mindset. With TMI, for me, I've always said from the very beginning, when we put it all together, Jesse's a co-founder, Kathy's a co-founder, Dick's a founder, I'm one of the co-founders. Hey, I want teens to be able to get through conflict, hot knife through butter in their own lives, Let's teach them mediator skills for free so they can get through conflict with their teacher, with their coach, with their sibling, with their parents easier, because we want teenagers to chase their identity. What are you birthed for? What are you supposed to be doing in life? What's your now step? What's your next step? We want them to find themselves, Vikram. So that's part of what we're doing in TMI as well. We're going to teach you stuff, and when they learn it, Vikram, and then implement it, and they're like, it gives so much confidence. And that's some of the confidence that you see in these young people that are already amazing, but these skills have upped their confidence as well. So that's the other part of TMI for us.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
So
Yeah.
I had a question. I wanted to hear from the teen mediators. I'm very impressed with them. I had an opportunity to share space with them while they were mediating, and they're highly skilled. So that speaks to the experiential learning that's really critical in building competency as a mediator. What's it like as a teen mediator? Because I think it's so cool, and I don't know if that's like a word being used nowadays, but can some of you share your experience as a teen mediator and also your preparation for getting mentally ready for these competitions?
But before
Thank
that, before someone, we will ask each of them to comment. But before whatever was said before this about what Kathleen said or what everyone else said, the concept here is the global teen mediation circle. The concept is different. Here, we do not want to teach you anything. You know what you know is to bring you out and help you develop that skill by giving you opportunities to practice. So that's what the little difference is here. And according to me, wisdom doesn't have any age. Wisdom can happen at 3 years of age or might not happen at 70 also. So we have to recognize the wisdom that people have and the wise children. I mean, teens, we don't want to be called children. We won't say children. The teens, they have wisdom. For some reason, the older people feel we have wisdom and we have something to teach you, not realizing sometimes old people also don't have wisdom. There was one show of mine when someone said that even stupid people grow old. I found that interesting. so let's not ever believe that we have anything to teach you people. You people have the skill, you have the mindset. Let's bring it out and bring those people together. So yes. So who's going to say, Julissa, you want to share some experience that Tina was asking about, something about your experiences?
So for me, when I first started doing it, like I knew nothing about mediation. And then when my teacher, when I was like I knew him for 4 years, he was my law teacher. He helped me, and he helped me to get certified for civil and family mediation. And as we started doing online mediations, it helped me to get more comfortable with helping people solve their issues and everything. And it helped me to learn about the different issues instead of going more into law, instead of having an opinion, instead of like having to choose a side. You don't have to choose a side. You can be neutral and have them resolve their issues together as well.
So Julissa, while you were growing up, there was never a time that you helped any of your friends or someone, whoever around you, never helped anyone resolve anything. So this is the first time you never did.
Yes, I've helped people resolve their issues as well as friends, like in different scenarios as well.
So how is that different from your saying that I did not know anything about mediation?
Because when I did I would help them to resolve their issues, but then later on it came to me to know about the real meaning of mediation and what's going on. As I work with Jesse in the different cases as well, I've been learning like more hands-on experience as well into how to resolve the mediation and like how people may react in different situations.
But that means your skill developed. But you said that suddenly you found this real concept of mediation. What is this real concept of mediation? Please enlighten us. Enlighten me at least. What is this real concept of mediation that you discovered? What was that?
Basically, it's not like it's so different from competitions. In real life, there's different personalities a person may have in different scenarios as well. And so you may not always get to help them resolve their issues. It may take longer than you usually expect it to. and that's how things are in real life, because people may not get along. And so how do you expect them to resolve their issues if they have different opinions, or they feel different about a situation as well?
So this is something that you have to actually be in a real situation to start learning, actually handling people. So yeah, so like I said, there is theater. You like theater, there is always options of going into that field, but there is here, these are real people, real emotions, real issues to be resolved, which can only happen with real fights and disagreements and everything to resolve. So that's the opportunity that we have to create. Yes, Sophie, any experiences that you want to share with us?
Yes, Vikram, you are doing a good job. Highly appreciated.
Okay.
Are you hearing me? Or?
Yeah. We don't know who's speaking, but yes, someone is.
Yeah, Emmy is speaking.
Yes, Emmy. You want to put your video on?
Okay, let me see if it works from
But
here.
actually, what happens is on my screen, I only see the people who have their videos on. The non-video participants, I don't see. So
yeah, Vikram. Now you can see the video, right?
Yes.
A little bit of myself, right?
Yeah.
Nice to see you and nice to hear from the whole team. You are doing a good job. Congratulations to everybody. Glad to know that we are not born negotiators, or mediators, but we can still learn mediating. Though some of us have the consciousness that we can always mediate small things. That is good, but training is also very, very important. What we do here in Poland is that our mediation center is called Education for Mediation, or Mediation for Education Foundation. We help children from the ages of 10 to 15. And in other cases, we can extend it to university level. We teach them to become good mediators, to be able to resolve their conflicts. And without teaching, they cannot do anything. We inculcate in them these delicate or small skills of mediating small conflicts between their peers when they have shrugs, in the classroom. They resolve it without adult intervention. So we teach them and give them these skills so that the school directors will have little work to do in disciplining them. And I think this is very, very important. And then we also apply this tournament, or rather we use case studies to elevate what we do here in Poland. And also take the students across the borders to see other peers and try to get experience in mediation. So mediation is very, very important, especially peer mediation. You call it teen mediation. And here I will prefer to use peer mediation. Peer mediation, because it makes sense. It brings us to peers and colleagues that can join in anytime. So once again, I thank you and congratulate you and all the cycle members for what you are doing. And let us, promote this idea, giving the kids the tools to be good citizens, to be responsible individuals, to have a peaceful place for the academics. This should be our cardinal aim. And once again, thank you, Vikram, for this opportunity. All the best.
Thank you for joining us. There's lots to discuss on what you said, but I won't get into that right now. That we have to say hi to Lisa also. Lisa, hello.
Hi everyone.
Everyone
it's good to be here.
Yep. I don't know. Of course, you missed out on what all
Yeah,
you're talking about.
sorry, I'm
But you
late.
haven't missed out on anything because you heard me say this so many times, so you haven't missed out on anything. But
I can do it for you.
but Kathleen was talking about. I was going to answer what Kathleen had said about that the mediator at the table would be able to maybe do something which might not be good for the people in dispute. The thing is that the idea here, Kathleen, is that we're trying to bring out people who are already practicing it. We're asking children or everyone, it's not only limited to teens or it's all the circles. We're asking people that, do you know someone who helps people resolve things? So that first user experience is already something that someone has had and is willing to talk about it because they had a good user experience. The other thing is that these are people they trust to help them resolve it. So once that aspect has already been brought in, this worry is not there, because this is already, that certification has come from the user itself. So that's why the whole idea of sending out that message that, do you know someone who helps people resolve the disputes or fights or whatever, that brings the right people in. And once those right people come in, all the theory that we talk about, they connect to the theory because they've already experienced it. So some things you have to experience. For me to tell you that floating on water is an experience, I cannot teach you that. You have to float in water to be able to float on water. There is no other way to float on water. I can give you a full manual on floating. I can never be able to do that. How do you? So these are experience. Some things are just experiences. It's like cycling. You have to balance. I can tell you that you have to balance yourself, but you have to balance yourself to be able to balance yourself. No one else can teach you that. No one can teach. So certain things in life are not to be taught, but we believe that we have some wisdom. But the world that we are showing these teens today, it seems you don't have it, because the world that we have created, that means something did not go right. Maybe they have the right answers. Let them take it the way they feel with their skills. So, Lucy, you haven't shared your experience with us, something that you want to talk about?
Okay. Well, I think like doing teen mediation, like most of my experience with it has been like in like tournaments in like high school, which has been super cool. And I think obviously like from a young age, I was like introduced to like, the law practice of mediation, I could say, because of like my mom and my grandpa and everyone. But yeah, so I think like it's definitely been like in my life for a while, and obviously like what you've been saying, like it's kind of like ingrained in everyone, and like resolving disputes like from a young age, like with friends and whatever. But I think it's like really good to like and I think you've been like highlighting how like you don't need the training, and I think that's true, definitely. But I also think there is like a good part about like having a little bit of training, because I've been realizing that like from being trained to like do a mediation tournament, like I've actually been using those skills in real life with like friends, or like different techniques to make people feel heard and seen, and like different things like that to like just make my friends feel better, or like when there's an issue. So I think like I really like what you're doing, and I think mediation is really good for like teenagers and like learning at a younger age. And I think like being introduced to even the concept of it, not even just like being trained.
No, I tell you, do people do get me wrong when I talk about this aspect? Thing is that there's various ways to learn. Okay. Experiencing it yourself definitely is a good way to learn. But the way that I am putting out these circles is, say I tell Kathleen, please create a circle with some college that you already are connected with. So she creates a circle there, but she's the face of that circle in that college. So now those people in college, she's empowering them by saying, you have the skill, go out and tell people that you can help them resolve things. So she spread the message on, but she's still there as a face for that. Now, there are going to be situations where these children okay, I won't use the word children, these students or these teens or whatever, they will go out into their families, they will go out into their communities, and we're going to ask them to create circles there. So she's still the face for that. So will be issues that you go out and say, look, I'll help you resolve this. Do it in your community, do it in your family, but maybe is it age that might come in between, or maybe there are certain issues that you can't. So you call Kathleen in, but call her as a co-mediator. Learn from it by being part of the process, not by watching it. So call her in. There's a family issue that comes up, and you tell them, look, let me help you. Let me at least try. So you start a conversation, but you got stuck somewhere, whatever, maybe because maybe you don't have that much experience, and skill development maybe happens with experience. So you call Kathleen in that we have this issue, that please become a co-mediator. So it's your let's not call it a case, because I don't like the word case, because that's a totally a court related thing. This is your issue which you are helping to resolve. So you are a co-mediator with her. So that's how you learn with that experience of Kathleen, without it being a theoretical concept, because it is not a theoretical concept. It is something that has to be experienced. And you connect with the theory because in yourself you have experienced certain things. It could be a thought process. It could be because you have actually gone out and done mediations, whatever way it is. So it's something that you will learn as we go along. That's the idea behind creating these circles. So yes,
I see you as being very right, my friend. Very right. You're so very right. People do have these innate skills. And my question is, who are you? That's my mediator style, confidence, and courage, right? Who are you? What do you bring to the table already? And then there's throwing the baby into the swimming pool and saying, swim. So throwing somebody in the pool that doesn't know how to swim because they haven't been taught to swim and say swim, that's a potential for drowning. So we don't want that drowning experience. Yes, we want everything you're talking about. And we want this training that's tailor-made discovery learning. And you and I do this every time we see each other. So it's the and factor.
Then I don't see you for many years after that.
I know. Then I'm like, oh, I'm not going to talk to him for a while.
One day you will agree with me. But
no,
for the moment,
I'm never going to be that
disagree.
person. I'm never going to push people into the pool and say swim. That's not who I am. Let's hear from Sophie, Vikram. Let's hear from Sophie and Rina.
No, we will hear from them also. But before that, I have to answer you on this. The point I'll tell you is that they've been in the swimming pool. The teens have been there at least, if they're 13, they've been in the swimming pool for 13 years. The one at 19 have been in the swimming pool for 19 years. They've been part of it. They've been swimming around it. They know how to swim. They've done it all. It's just that we believe that we have something else that they don't have, which we are bringing to them, which they'll get to. They'll get to. I mean, with their experiences, they'll get to. But we definitely will have that conversation.
In Teen Mediation International, we're sharing our something else with teens, and they can absorb it according to their readiness factor. We're sharing it with them. We're giving it to them for their success as we see it, and we learn from them as well. We're learning together. Vikram is the main point. Sophie, talk to us. Thank you.
But Rina, I want you, Rina, please share your experiences, some thoughts, whatever.
Come on, Rina.
Say all the nice things about Kathleen. She's been very nice. You really enjoyed yourself.
Rina and I love each other.
She brought you in mediations that she did, and you really enjoyed yourself. All done. God, now let's hear your experiences.
Rina came to see me in India when I was in Mumbai. It was amazing. Rina, talk to us.
Right. So it's been a good experience of training with Kathleen, and actually this if we term it like a mediation journey, it had started with that training and had been exposed to different competitions and participating, judging. But I feel that I've been a person from the beginning that has an aura. I feel that everybody with their problems come to me, and I have been doing it, helping them resolve it. And I have a recent case in my college also. I had two people. I have been good friends with them, and they had also liked each other. But due to some misunderstandings, they literally stopped talking. And I think people around them play a very important role in developing their mindset, because it's the people who come and create misunderstandings, and they stop talking because of that, and that's how the conflict gets escalated. So I took up the responsibility to solve that, and finally they are friends today with everything sorted, and it really feels good to see that. And I really encourage other people also that to do the same with their friends. And talking about the training part, I agree with you on certain parts, Vikram, that everybody has that skills and they just need to use it, and we need to encourage them for doing it. But sometimes there are situations also that we have not encountered till yet, and we don't know how to go about that. So maybe there's the where the training comes to guide you, like how to deal with that situation if you come with such a dispute, if you encounter such a dispute. So I think there should be a balance between both the ideas that you both are saying. Yeah, that's what I feel.
The important thing is that don't just limit your skills to your college. Go out into your family, into your community, and tell them that if there is any dispute, you are going to help them to resolve it. You are going to. Because I have college students who've gone out, issues within their family, property issues, they've helped to resolve. So they have this, you have the skill. You go out, practice it. All these issues about your not being able to handle things, call someone as your co-mediator. I mean, you'll identify them. Like I say, when you create the circles in your community, as you go along, there will be those wise people in your community also. Bring them in. All that can happen. Important thing is to be out there and actually helping people resolve things. That's what you're. There's enough disputes in this world for people. And if you talk about training, there is not enough time to train people. We need millions of people, because in India itself, you know how many cases are just pending in courts. They say 50 million cases are pending in courts. That's just courts. We have tribunals, we have quasi judicial bodies, and another 50 million are lying there. 100 million cases pending. Cases coming into courts all the time. That's just courts. What about all the disputes out there which have not reached courts? There are millions and millions of these to be do. If you are going to be able to train these people, enough people, I mean, we don't have enough people to do that also. There's no concept of that. So that's a scale is totally different. I mean, that scale we don't even want to talk about. It's too huge to even say that we can actually put it out. That's why artificial intelligence will come in. We'll use that. I mean, all of you are going to try that today. And then next time we meet, please give me feedback on to how it worked, whether it worked or not. Okay, Lucy, Sophie, and where is our other friend? Other friend is not here.
I've got to leave, but please count me in. There's a lot of good work here. I want to be a part of it, but thank you.
Yeah, important thing is, Dick, that every last Wednesday of the month at 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, you can drop in. So he's already gone. This is like teleportation.
Vikram, please, you made a point about AI and chatbot as going to be very useful in mediation. I think the instrument, the mechanism will be good, you know, in essence, if well developed, but I don't see it substituting human, you know, ideas, human intelligence in mediation and resolving of conflict. So at this moment, while the AI thing is on development, let us continue to invest in human capability to resolve our issues. And especially with the kids, with the teenagers, what we are doing here is inculcating them, giving them these skills to be able to resolve their cases alone without involving their directors or even their teachers. We are not, it will be premature to start talking about AI in mediation now, because that area it could be very complex and rough. So nothing can substitute human intelligence.
No, I tell you, I mean, I tell you what you're saying is actually contradicting the whole concept of training. The point is that if a human can be trained to be a mediator, it means that you are programming a person. Programming of any kind, a machine is much better at. So in that sense, that's why the human part of it comes in. That's why I'm saying people who have the skill, have that mindset, bring them in. Those are the humans we need. The programmed one, we have artificial intelligence platforms which have reached amazing levels. You can't even imagine what levels they've reached. They can actually be mediators. They have more information, more theoretical stuff that they have got from around the world. All the books that have been published are there. They've got everything there. Try it out. I'm just saying today, we've done it in my World Mediators Conference. We've actually done it live. We've asked ChatGPT, and ChatGPT that I use, which is a free version, is nothing compared to the paid version. That level has already gone much higher. So try it out. Don't even, I mean, the point here is actually this, that the way these 40-hour factories say that we will make you a mediator, I think that is the worst thing that is happening for mediation. We are better off doing it for to the machine, and let that machine be available to everyone in the world, because the world needs so many mediators that you can't create them. What I'm trying to do is to get those numbers by actually identifying those people who are there, who have the mindset, bring them in. They'll give them the opportunity. They get recognized in their communities globally. We have a platform which I'm of course working on, that global platform, an app and everything. So if even down to a village, you know that there is this person that exists. Let's bring the person in. So
Some
that's
of us, yeah, some of us might have the mindset, but we don't know we have the mindset. Then it takes some time. It takes something to push out that mindset out, and to empower people to know that they have something good within them. They might have it stored, but they don't know how to push it out unless somebody comes to them with a to train them, empowering them, giving them that consciousness, enlightenment that they have something useful for the whole world, not only for themselves. And that is that skill, that potential every human being possesses, which ought to be well harnessed to resolving our conflicts in the family circle, to resolving our conflicts in the international level, to resolving conflicts in the school level, in the workplaces. So you see that we have, if, for example, we train peace ambassadors, kids, young children as peace ambassadors, giving them appellation, giving them jackets written peace ambassadors. So they become very proud, to go out and solve problems. And as they do it, they improve their skill. And as their skills improve, their self-esteem rises and they become more useful to the community. Yeah, this is the area we are doing, and yeah.
That's exactly
Hey,
what I'm doing. I mean, that's exactly what I'm doing. That the people, but they're like you said, peace ambassador. These peacemakers that we are identifying as part of the circle are people identified by the people themselves, and they are now put out there as people who have that mindset. Please get them in. So exactly the same thing. There's no difference in what I'm saying and you're saying. We're saying the same thing. It's the word, that word, one word, which is coming in between us is a training. That's all that's coming in between us. That's all. Everything else is the same. So we'll have a conversation on this. That's a different thing. Let's not get our teens get confused on this. The point is very clear that they may be. I mean, of course, I'm sure they know much more than us, because the point of mediation itself is that limited things are spoken about. Do we really know everything that happens in a mediation? What Emmy brings in as a person, as the energy that he brings in, the connections that he makes, the heart, soul, spirituality part that I keep talking about, do we understand that also? Do we even have theory for that also? We have a limited theory, which is, I keep giving the example about Newton. People said, oh, Newton didn't discover gravity. Gravity always existed. He gave it a word. That's all. Similarly, what happens in relation to mediation, some people have words for it. They're very good at words. So they write very nice books. But it is a human experience that they're putting down in words. But there's so much more which is happening there, which is not being, you cannot put it into words. When Emmy walks into a room, he walks in as a special person. It is the special person, everything that he brings. Now, what all do you bring? You also don't know, because it is you. You just bring yourself. Your spiritual development is all within yourself. What you've done, or why you've reached what the person that you are, is what you bring in. So to be able, for me to even say that I can make you a mediator, I am demeaning mediators. I'm demeaning mediation itself. That I can make that, then I'm happier with artificial intelligence. If I can do that, if I'm reached that level that I can actually, I know everything about mediation now, and now I can send you out and programmed you, then just do it for machine. But let's get the individual out. What Lucy or Sophie or Rina or Julissa as individuals come in, they're special as the individuals that they are. It is that what they have to be able to bring forth, not some programmed robot going out and doing it. We can't do that. So if we cut off that aspect of the individual, then I think, I mean, that's not the kind of person or mediator that we would want. But Katie is saying,
Vikram, I'd love
thank
to hear
you.
from I'd love to hear from Sophie and
Yeah.
Emmy. I would love for TMI, as president of TMI, I would love for TMI to work with you. So please reach out to Kathleen Ruane Leedy on LinkedIn, and let's put something together. Can we hear from Sophie, Vikram?
Yeah,
She's been waiting
please.
patiently.
Sophie
Sophie,
said
talk to us.
something. Sophie did talk to us. Yes, Sophie, please.
Hi, yeah. So, I believe the question, was, yeah, what do I think about mediation experience? But mine, has been really cool. I started mediation in the 9th grade, and it's mainly been through like short classes like these, or just with our tournaments, which I really love because we're actually in like we're using these real situations, and we're like put in these real situations, and like it's really interesting, and we get to meet all these different people, and I really value that. I think it's great where it's kind of you're actually kind of mediating, and you have the different roles that you get to play, because you're not always going to be the mediator, and it's kind of like, how can you, even if you're not the mediator, how can you try and best see the situation out. And I always thought that was really interesting and really fun. And in terms of like lessons and stuff, I think that I do kind of go on the side of like a little bit of training. I don't think there needs to be like, I don't think a bunch of training is necessary. And I think you really do get like the best training from just straight experiencing it. But kind of like what Kathleen said, like you can't like throw someone who doesn't know how to swim like in a pool, because they'll like just drown. So I think that like, yeah, like some training is great. I don't think it needs to be super excessive, but I think it kind of, at least so you know about a little bit about mediation and why you're there, so that everyone can kind of grow from this type of thing, and everyone can kind of like, because there will be different experience levels, and if someone has no idea what's going on is with someone who like kind of knows something, then it's not really going to be great for either of them, I believe, or at least it won't really give a lot of benefit to the person that has a lot of the experience. So I think like yeah, just like mediation is great, it's wonderful, I love it. And I think training is just just so you know a little bit of the background. I believe I answered the question.
Okay,
but
let me tell
yeah,
you. Yeah. No, let me tell you, Sophie, what happens. Let's look at what Kathleen said. Kathleen is a mother, and she's got some very nice daughters. Now, swimming and drowning. She became a mother. She was not certified as a mother. She was not trained as a mother. She has no accreditation as a mother, but she was a mother. The baby came into her hand. The baby grew up. She took the baby through without that training. But if we were supposed to go for certifications of mothers and training of mothers, would that be the right thing to do, first of all? Do we want a standard child to be brought up? Is Sophie going to be and Rina going to be the same people? Are we going to train mothers to be a certain way? Mother takes up that role and is unique. That child is unique, the mother is unique. The same thing with disputes, fights. They're unique. The people are unique. So that aspect, everything in every human interaction cannot be a training. So you get a live example. Kathleen is a mother. Kathleen, you were not trained as a mother. Were you trained as a mother?
I was trained as a teacher before I became a mother. I know you're not going to like my answer.
Teacher,
and all the psychology development and all of that. But the point is, what you're saying, I love what you're saying. The factories are too small. They're too manufacturing, cookie cutter style. We can't train people like that. There's not enough, and it's bad training anyway. And I agree. Most of the basic mediation trainings I've attended, 7 of them across the United States, I haven't really enjoyed them that much, even as a mediator, but I want growth. And we need training that is tailor-made. We need training that understands the culture of the people at the table that we're training, because in mediation, and by the way, lawyers only come to the mediation table because they come attached to the clients, Vikram. That's the only reason they're there. We can do mediations all day long without lawyers, but they're attached with the client. Clients get to bring to the mediation who they want as support people, and oftentimes it's their lawyer. So with the training, in mediations, it's a pragmatic process mingled with organic conversations, organic moments that can catch us off guard. So oftentimes we're mediating the moment of eruption. We're mediating the moment of the culture clash as cultures rub up against each other and create this friction process. We're the fluidity in the middle. And so much of that is innate. And actually, when we live in life, it puts scales on us. And when I train, I tell people, I need your authenticity. I don't need your skills over here as a lawyer. I don't need your skills as a judge. I need, at the facilitative table, we need your authenticity as a person, which, Vikram, is what you're actually saying.
Okay, so let me also answer, Sophie, the other part of it about, you said about the role playing and everything that you do. Do you know some people in your school or something who have a fight, or they don't get along, or there's some, let's not say they have a conflict going? Do you know anyone, Sophie, in your school? These are actual people. They have an actual situation happening. While you are doing your role play, they are still going through that conflict. Why not instead help them? That one moment that you can actually take to help them, you can change their lives. So I'm saying go out and help actual people. You will take it through. If you have the mindset and you have the good intentions to do it, you will take the process through. There might be situations when, we don't know, maybe you get stuck, you don't get stuck, but at least you are going to be able to get them somewhere if you have the mindset. So that's why we're asking people to identify people. We're not saying everyone can be mediator. Please don't get me wrong that no, some people have the mindset and these are special people. So let's get them out. Let's bring them forward, and they know how to swim. As simple as that. Everyone doesn't know how to swim. These people already know how to swim. So if they know how, once you know how to swim, you don't drown. But the fact that why did you learn, how did you learn swimming, what really happened, I don't I don't need to really get it. No one needs to get into it. Do you know how to swim? Yes, I do. Someone told me that you know how to swim. Okay, come in. So that's what we're doing. We're not saying everyone has the skill. For sure, everyone cannot be a mediator. Everyone doesn't have that mindset. That's for sure. So we get those special people out. And
Vikram, is this mindset you're talking about akin to enlightenment of a kind?
Absolutely, to a certain extent, that's what it is, isn't it? It's it's a mindset. When I keep saying mindset, we will never be able to explain mindset. You can't explain mindset to anyone. Because it is a mindset. But some people will be able to tell us about those people who have the mindset, because they've experienced those people. So that's what we are doing. We're sending that message out. Tell us about those people, bring them into the circle, and then use the process. We bring these people in. That's all. It's a very simple thing. What I'm saying is so simple. There's nothing. There's nothing complex about it. It's just that we have to get the word out, get these people out there. That's it.
But again, the enlightened people might be in the minority, not easily come by, because enlightenment comes with some sacrifice and commitment. Not everybody, not every team, not every man or woman will be able to reach this goal of enlightenment. And those enlightened must take necessary steps to enlighten others, or to give others a little bit of lamp or light before they become enlightened themselves. So we still come back to the relevancy of training, the relevancy of training plus enlightenment. That will enhance, that will improve the acumen of a would-be mediator or a child that I'm teaching how to resolve candy problem or bullying problem, for example. I will first of all teach them the process of resolving their issues, reaching an apology and saying sorry, and then reaching an agreement. And this process, now they will internalize, they will start to use as an instrument to help others, So this repo it will continue. This repo continue. This is where how I'm seeing it, Vikram.
Actually, the thing is, you'll be very surprised. The thing is that because, like I said, people reach a certain age and they believe that we know know things, and you are younger, you don't know things. You'll be very surprised, because I speak to college people, children in college all throughout the world. And this is the when I start off, that's the only question that I ask them. Do you know someone who helps people resolve your friends or whoever resolve their fights? So I get names. In a small class also I get those names. Those could be three. Those three children are brought out. Those children are asked to just narrate their experiences. What happened? What did they do? And it's not only amongst friends. There's this girl that was in Ecuador. This girl tells me that she was with her father. They were driving and there was an accident. And the father and the other person were almost at blows, and how she was able to calm them down, was able to work on a solution, and they actually resolved that. And this is a college student, and this is the father and another person behaving the way they were. They have the wisdom. They have to be given the confidence that yes, they have it in them. For some reason we are wanting to hold them back, for like this drowning thing that is told to people, that drowning, whatever way you're doing them to them, don't do it to them. They know it. They just have to be given that platform, that opportunity to practice that skill and to be recognized. The main thing is to be recognized. The problem is that they're not. Who is going to be like I told you about this girl? She did it in an accident which happened on the road between a father and someone else. It was finished. That whole incident gone. Did anyone know about it? These things are not spoken about. All the good things that these people do, who have the skill, they're practicing that skill. It's a way of life for them. Is never spoken about. All I'm saying is, whenever you hear of anyone helping someone resolve something, bring the person out. Their story should be out there. This should be news. This should be news. Positive news. This is what we need. Someone helped someone resolve something which was could have definitely gone into any direction. So those are the stories I want out there. That's why I want the newsletter. We'll have a global teen mediation newsletter, in the mediation circle newsletter, where they can put their news out, and from every part of the world these stories will come. And imagine when everyone says, yes, these are things that I've experienced, and also this way they understand each other around the world, that we are all going through similar things. What I did with my friend, you did with your friend there in the another corner of the world. So this is why we want these people out there. We want them to get the opportunity to practice their skill, because there are so many of them out there which are just getting lost. They're not valued. They first of all don't even think that they're doing something, which just comes naturally to them. It's a way of, like I said, it's a way of life. So all that has to be brought out. So Rina,
That's why the adults that gather at TMI, Vikram, we're the yes and adults. We don't shut down the younger generation coming behind us. Very much value that. We're the yes and. We're not the but adults in their lives. And we choose ourselves very carefully, the adults that interact with our TMI teens, to be those yes and adults. And that's what we want. And that's how it should be, because you're right. We've done a lot of things wrong as adults. We can still grow, we can still learn. The freshness of people behind us, we need that, and we value all of it together. We're all together in this pot. So everything you're saying is so true. And wouldn't it be a more beautiful world if we had all those experiences, like you're saying, logged somewhere where everyone can look it up and check it out and intersect with each other? Totally agree.
So I wanted to jump in and say, I started mediating as a kid, mediating between my parents' arguments, and just stepping up and helping them to communicate. There is a level of readiness and being prepared, but I think you have touched on something, Vikram, that I'm reminded that I felt like I could make a difference. And so as more people understand that they do have the capacity to be able to intervene, to be a third-party intervener and help two parties work out their differences. I think everyone has that ability, but sometimes they don't always act on it. So I think the more we engage our youth and we help them develop their skills as peace builders, people in the community that can, if you see something going on in terms of some kind of some type of conflict erupting, that you do have that ability to intervene. Now, I moved on to get a lot of education and training, but even if I had not taken that route, I would still feel this innate need to go ahead and try to help in a situation where I see two people not communicating and conflict breaking out as a result. But I do see that point. And but I think that speaks to readiness, that speaks to capacity, and the understanding which will come from promoting mediation in the format that your mission has been all these years, is that anyone can make a difference and mediate.
And make the difference. I mean, whenever you have the opportunity, don't hold yourself back. Don't have this fear of drowning because you don't even know that you have that skill, because someone else knows that you have the skill. That's why they trust you. No one is going to get you in if they don't trust you. You can walk around, tell everyone that, okay, I want to help you. If they don't trust you, they won't get you in. So, and that trust doesn't happen by your saying so. It's your conduct that they have seen over years. They've been, everyone is noticing people around them. They know whether they can trust you or not. And that's why that trusted person is really important. And that's why go out.
Correct.
If they trust you, they'll bring you in. They don't trust you, they don't bring you in. That's your first level itself. But the important thing now is, Reena, Julissa, where is everyone else gone? Sophie is also not here. But who is going to now way forward? Are you people going to be able to put something out in relation to a newsletter kind of thing or something like that? Can we, whatever we've discussed today, maybe some kind of a summary of that? Let's spread the message. Are we going to do that? Yes. Okay. I like the head shakes. So you people are going to connect with each other. Julissa, you've connected with Reena and Sophie. You know each other. Are you people connected? Please connect
I
with
can
each other.
tell you from experience that what I love is how empowered that the teens are in this program.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
I mean, highly trained, but their voices heard. And I love that. So
Okay.
I'd love to hear more from the teen mediators in terms of, if you were, which I'm sure you do, and when you're in your communities, you're engaged with friends, what do you share about your experience? I'm just curious. What's that like when you even have opportunity to intervene and use those skills you've learned and those skills that you just innately have in terms of interaction with your community of people, friends, family, etc.
Who's going to start? Whom do you want the first answer from? Julissa was the first one who came into the meeting. Julissa, first you have to go, please.
Yes. Okay, Julissa. Thank you.
So basically, you're asking how we use our skills in our friends, or like how we use our information to spread the word.
To spread the word and to be you're walking your talk. You're actually utilizing everything that you know and have learned. So I just want to get a feel for how do your friends see that? How does family, do you interact differently with family now because for me, I'm all about early dispute resolution. My spidey sense is up as soon as I can tell something's brewing. And so I rather try to intervene early instead of letting it snowball.
Before the situation gets bigger, yes.
Exactly.
Yes, so now I know, like, with family, like, if something were to ever happen, like, a conflict or anything, to talk it out and everything before, like, tell them, oh, like, you can do this instead to prevent another issue as well. And as for my friends, they know a lot about the mediation and everything as well. because I worked with them and they were in my classes as well. And so they have a good understanding of what it is. But for new people who do not know mediation, I have to explain the process, and then they understand, oh, so you're basically helping people to resolve their issues and everything.
Awesome. So
Sophie,
Sophie.
Sophie's answer. Yes, Sophie.
What's it like with your friends when they know that you mediate and do these cool competitions, and how do you implement those skills that you just possess on your own and have now been nurtured in training?
One of the main things that as a personal thing, I've always valued good communication, and even with my friends, we're very we've never appreciated talking behind each other's back. We're very let's communicate. And so I always had that as a foundation within myself, but I never really knew how to really utilize that in the best form so that there was no bias being shown, and so that it was truly just about the situation, without a bunch of emotional connection. And so mediation has really brought that out for me. And so yes, I've had that really great foundation of okay, I really value communication, but mediation, I'm able to actually step back and separate myself and be this is what happened. This is the reason that I didn't appreciate it, or this is the reason why A or B didn't appreciate it. And this is what they're asking for. This is what I'm asking for. And we're able to kind of communicate that really, really well. So yeah, that was kind of one of the biggest things. I feel I'm able to really use my communication skills and put it into work with the mediation processing that I've learned.
So what you're describing is self-actualization, and that's that moment in your community where you recognize your power to be able to make a difference. So I commend all of you for that, because that's one thing that I've been hearing. So Rena.
For me, one moment on that, I think Sophie brings up an incredible point that we haven't even talked about. Mediation is such a complicated, layered process, metaphysically, document-wise, emotional tenor-wise, body language versus the words-wise. The communication of a mediator, we have our own vocabulary, and just the vocabulary of speaking in a neutral way is a mediator thing. We have all of that to share that cuts through conflict like a knife through hot butter as well. So that really has pinged me what Sophie said, because have we ever talked about the neutrality language vocabulary of mediators and how it's so effective as we sit in the space between the darkness of the conflict? We're bringing the light, as Emmy mentioned, of these neutral words that allow people to be comfortable as they fight at the table. So Sophie, thank you for what you said, and thank you for the more that you created as you were saying it for me. Rena?
Yes, absolutely, Kathy. So Rena?
Talking about my friends, actually, I perceive mediation as resolve dispute without favoring the person you like. And that's what neutrality is all about. So I have been doing all this in my family with my parents, my friends. And after I give them a brief idea, but not always. What we're doing is mediation. It's just the talks sometimes, not explaining the process. And so after that, when we come to a resolution, I always encourage them and help them understand that it's just about some misunderstandings and the communication part that you were not able to do between yourselves. And that is why I was called here. And that was the need of the hour, saying that. So just for future conflicts, just empower yourself that if there is any misunderstanding, you'd first try to communicate it yourself before perceiving any wrong idea in your mind about that person or about the situation. So communication is the key in everything. I feel that. So I always tell them that first communicate with each other. And if you're not able to communicate, then go to a person or see a person whom you trust. And the thing that we were talking all around here about the training, should it be there or not? I feel that today's society has a different mindset, that they need an certification and accreditation to trust any product, any service of that person. And that is why I feel that there's a hype all over the world that before trusting this person or the service, he needs to show me some paperwork that, yeah, I have been certified here and there. So yeah, you can trust me with that. But yeah, people do have skills without that also. Like talking about general fields like engineering, college, everyone needs to go through a degree just to show that, yeah, they are capable of doing something, but they may have ideas and they may be capable without that degree also. So I feel like it's just to build trust among people. The mindset is that way. And yeah, that's what I'm.
Madrina, what happens is while building that trust that people think this being built by those certifications, this is what I call the colonization of mediation. Some people who are actually practicing as mediators because it's a way of life and they're doing it now are told you are savages, you don't know anything about mediation. These certified people are mediators. You are not mediators. So that class distinction that is being created on a basic human interaction concept, I think that's the colonization of mediation, which we have to be able to fight. You have to fight it because it's already happening out there. These certification programs have been put out there and people really feel that suddenly I will become an international mediator if I go through this. Nothing happens out of it. That's a different thing. But Lisa hasn't given her thoughts. Lisa, you came in, you say, introduce yourself and you just haven't said anything. Please tell everyone where you are. No one knows where you are. I think we haven't written places for people. Lisa is in South Africa.
Yeah, sorry about it. No, I started to talk and then I think it went to Kathleen. But yeah, hi everyone. I'm Lisa Thomas, aka Law Mom
Law
on
Mom.
LinkedIn.
I'm going to put
So
it
you
out there. I
can
put
find
it
me
out
there.
there.
Yeah, I'm just I've been involved with World Mediation Circle for maybe going on a year and a half. Part of the South African Mediation Circle, trying to start a youth mediation circle here. I have my own mentorship group, which I create a safe space for people like you, university students, law students, just to feel confident to, as Vikram says, feel confident to flex these skills, even though you may be studying for a degree, yeah, so I've spoken at the various conferences, and mediation is, I'm a lawyer by profession, a barrister, but mediation is caught me off guard and fell head over heels. So, and I think I know Kathleen from Mediator, which I'm also involved with, judging the competitions and stuff like that. So yeah, I've got my fingers in many mediation endeavors. I'm hoping to pick that up in this year, the second half of this year, because I think even though I help law students on a daily basis, but it's really this part of this skill that we need to nurture if we want to help people. I think we think we're helping people by throwing the law at their problems, but often we make it worse. So I'm all about preserving relationships and, of course, nurturing people like you. So I'm very excited to be here. As Amy said, peer mediation, that's one of my areas of interest. So I'm very, very encouraged to hear your stories about how you guys are doing it at colleges and in your communities and your families. Yeah, that's me.
So Law Mom is helping lots of law students do things. That's Law Mom. But
Yes, she is.
so now the way forward, now main thing is that let's spread the message out. How are we going to do that? Any thoughts, Julissa? How should we go about this? How do we reach people?
By basically telling people who don't know about a mediation, because lately, because I went to go stay on my college campus and we did like a personality check, and a lot of people did not know what a mediator was. And so basically spreading the word about what a mediator is and informing them what they can do, and if they were one, what they can do to help people to resolve their issues.
How I go about it is that I don't even use the word mediation. And I just, this question that I ask, do you know someone who helps people resolve things? And I get that name. I ask them to narrate their experience, what they did. After they've done that, and after they've told us what they did, then you tell people this is mediation and this person is a mediator. So let's connect with the process with an actual situation which they actually relate to. This is someone from within them who's talking about their story. So mediation world, because it's been created into some technical rocket science kind of thing, it's not. So they have to break it down to something that they understand as simple as something around them. So that's the way I introduce that concept of what is mediation, instead of saying mediation, you must use it, very nice, this thing, instead of all that. That's the way. That's why I'm saying these stories. We need these stories. But let's do that. Yes, Sophie, your thoughts? What do we support? How do we take it forward? What do we do?
Oh, sorry. Could you please repeat the question?
We have to take this forward. Now we have to make a large global teen mediation circle, or in your own area, whatever, in your school or college, wherever you are, in that, wherever. How do we go about it? What do you think?
I'm not sure. I think like a lot of it is kind of like really making it a very like inclusive space for everyone, and like kind of like with your website, making sure that you have like all the, like, you want people to feel welcome, you want people to feel interested, but also not like throwing in like in the fire, like kind of giving them a little like, this is what mediation is like about, but kind of like really like making sure that this is like a space that's open, but like make sure that's known, like this is an open space and like you can come in. I think that's like one of the main things.
So I think what we do is, let's put that little question out there, that do you feel that conflict should be resolved amicably? Should you would you want to understand each other's point of view and think of collaboration and look at your relationships and all that? Do you think that's a good thing? If you do, come in. But one qualification, let me tell you, for what my circles is, that you have to be a good human being. So that part of it is very clear. So please ask them, are you a good human being? If you are, only then you are welcome. Everyone is not. So Reena, any thoughts?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Like this way we can pull in people, and the way we connect with more and more people, we'll be able to reach more places without going there personally or like that. So, and we could have like these small talks between the small groups, and yeah, share our experiences weekly, monthly, maybe, and however it is possible.
Let's get those stories out. Who's going to take that initiative of putting something together? Are
We're
you
gonna
people going to work together?
we're gonna put this video up on our TMI website, Vikram. So that'll be helpful. Maybe Kathy Calkins wants to say some more about this, because it's a complicated subject. When true conflict has emotion attached to it. And when people sit down in true conflict, they're not dealing just with the other people. They're dealing with the cultures within themselves too. They're dealing with themselves and the other people and the other person. So the more that we can put it out. Kathy, do you see this going up on our website and seeing this being blogged out as well? Just this conversation and more?
Yeah, definitely. I would love to put this on the website, Vikram, if you can allow that. And I love the idea of highlighting the stories that are happening with teens, lighting up the world with their peacemaking skills. So we'll definitely be highlighting that. I'm going to make sure everybody brings those stories back to us. We get them published in either blogs or newsletters or that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that's what we need. Those nice positive things happening around, which get lost because it happens in these closed spaces. So let's put it out there, and that way the mediators also, these young ones, get recognized for the good work that they're doing. So yes, let's just do that. So please, so Tina, any last thoughts? Any last comments?
What I appreciate about anyone being able to be a mediator is just that that sense of agency, fairness, feeling, just innate feeling or skill of fairness, communication skills, active listening, and just have a conversation with a purpose. It's just really very simple. Let's have a conversation with a purpose, and that purpose is whatever is in your heart today, or whatever it is you need to get off your chest, and try to work it out. Simplified, and I like that.
Okay, Kathleen, some last thoughts?
Well, it's always all joy, and always all interesting when you get online with people. You have a way of concisely bringing up lots of points, and that's what's happened today. It's another rich conversation, which this process deserves, because it's so layered. Back brain, front brain, bouncing around, emotion tied up with the issues. Like, it's a huge, and you're just giving another forum for it, Vikram. So thank you so much for this.
But does anyone of you play golf? Anyone plays golf here?
That's what's really important.
No, I'll tell you why. I'll just show you.
Vikram, what's your handicap? I want to know right now.
Forget handicap. I'll just show you something that you just said now, because you said there's so many layers. I have put this out on my tweet. This is my pinned tweet. Let me put that out for you. When you spoke about how.
What?
Let me put it up here.
It's all layers.
I said this is my thing. This is my thing. It says, isn't mediation very much like golf? And read this, what Arnold Palmer had said. Golf is deceptively, wherever it's golf, read mediation. Okay, read it yourself. So golf is deceptively simple and endlessly complicated. It satisfies the soul and frustrates the intellect. It is at the same time rewarding and maddening, and it is without doubt the greatest game mankind has ever invented. So can we say that for mediation also?
Oh yeah, that's how I felt yesterday. Yep, absolutely.
I see the correlation, Vikram.
Oh my God, that is like beyond perfect.
That's hilarious.
Thank you, everyone. I have to go. My daughter's up to something here, and I want to spend time with her before she
You were
goes
not
to college.
certified, but you were not a certified mother. You're not a certified mother.
I am a certified mother.
No, you're not. You did not get
When
certified.
I became a mediator, they said I was a better mother after I was mediating.
I'm sorry, we are doing trainings now. No one can become a mother up to they're not
my
certified.
friend.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you. Bye, all of you.
Yes.
Bye.
But,
Vikram, thank you very much. All the best from Poland.
Any last thoughts that you want to leave us with, please, Emmy? Anything that
I just want to say that I love what you're doing, and I will wish you more wisdom to continue bringing us together.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. And
all the best. All the best.
Yeah, but remember last Wednesday of the month, same time that we started today, that's 8:30 p.m. India time. We have the World Mediation Circle gathering. Everyone's invited. Please drop in.
Thank you very much.
Same Zoom. See you.
Thank you. All the best.
Bye. Thank you. Sophie, any last thoughts? Anything that you want to leave us with?
Just thank you so much for inviting me to this call. It's really amazing. And I love seeing your website, and you have so many different opinions and really interesting perspectives on mediation as a whole. And I thought it was really interesting, and I'm so grateful for everyone. So thank you.
Thank you for understanding I hope you understood, or at least in some way appreciated them. So my thoughts might be different, but we're all working in the same direction. We basically want to help people resolve things. So thank you very much for coming. Anything, Rina, anything? Remember, Sophie, remember. Yes, Rina, any last thoughts, anything?
I think I'm really glad I have finally found someone who has similar thoughts like me. So yeah, it's been great being here, and thank you. Looking forward to the next session also.
So yeah, last Wednesday of the month. Anyway, we'll talk about the Delhi thing maybe after we finish this. We stop the recording and then I'll talk about it, because I won't be here in July, but we'll definitely have a conversation. But who else is there? Anyone else who wants to say? Kathy, anything?
This has been fascinating. I'm so excited about some of the points you brought up, because I think we've always emphasized with the kids, go out and try this at home. We want you to make friends, make peace, make a difference. It's in your community and your friends groups and everything. But just the way you've articulated it, I think has really gotten me to think through how to communicate that to them even more clearly, that this is, you've got this within you. We want you to go out and try it, report back to us, and make more of an effort to make sure that happens.
Great. So thank you for coming in, and please, like I said, last Wednesday of the month, World Mediation Circle gathering. We had another. That was your daughter, was it? Who was that?
Yes.
We had a Where is she? Is she going to say bye to us?
Yeah, she tried to.
Yeah,
Yes.
fun. I'm really glad I could come on. And yeah, thank you.
And please take this forward. Let's get more people in. Let's spread the message. Let's create circles in schools, colleges, and everything. There's lots of work to be done. Lots and lots of work to be done.
Yes.
Okay. So thank you very much.
So
And
Vikram,
see you,
Vikram, thank
see
you.
you next Wednesday.
Thank you.